Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Thera Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Thera Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Thera Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol. Nitai Gora Haribol. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada. Jaya Nityalila Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astashata Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Nityalila Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astashata Srimad Bhakti Saranta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namachaya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Raj Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavan Mathura Dhama Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dhama Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dhama Ki Jai. Gangamaye Ki Jai. Yamunamaye Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtan Yagna Ki Jai. Cow Protection Ki Jai. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Oh, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnati Mirandasya Gyananjaya Shalakaya Chakshur Umritam Teva Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 12, Text 12. The chapter is called Creation of the Kumaras and Others. So, Manur Manur Mahinaso Mahanchiva Ratatvajaha Ugrarita Bhavakalo Vamadevo Rittavrataha Manur Manor Mahinaso Mahanchiva Ratatvajaha Ugrareta Bhavaha Kalo Vamadevo Rittavarataha Manur Manur Mahinaso Mahanchiva Ratadvajaha Ugrareta Bhavaha Kalo Vamadevo Dritvartaha Manyuhu, Manuhu, Mahinasaha, Mahan, Shivaha, Ritadvajaha, Ugraretaha, Bhavaha, Kalaha, Vamadevaha, Dritvarataha. All names of Rudra. All names of Rudra. Lord Brahma said, my dear boy, Rudra, you have 11 other names. Manu, Manu, Mahinasa, Mahan, Shiva, Ritadvaja, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Vamadeva, Dritavrata. Please repeat. Lord Brahma said, my dear boy, Rudra, you have 11 other names. You have 11 other names. Manu, Manu, Mahinasa, Mahan, Shiva, Ritadvaja, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Vamadeva, Dritatvarata. There's no purport, so I'll just keep reading. Diriti rasalo macha, niyut sharpi ilambika, iravya vati svatha diksha, rudranyo rudrate sritaya. Translation. O Rudra, you also have 11 wives called the Rudranis, and they are as follows: Di, Driti, Rosala, Uma, Niyut, Sarpi, Ila, Ambika, Iravati, Swadha, and Diksha. No purport. Grihanai Tani Namani Sthanani Cha Soyosanaha Ebi Srijja Praja Bhavihi Prajanam Asiyat Patihi. Translation. My dear boy, you may now accept all the names and places designated for you and your different wives. Since you are now one of the masters of the living entities, you may increase the population on a large scale. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Brahma, as the father of Rudra, selected the wives of his sons, his living places, and his names as well. It is natural that one should accept the wife selected by one's father, just as a son accepts the name given by the father, or as he accepts the property offered by the father. That is the general cause in increasing the population of the world. On the other hand, the Kumaras did not accept the offering of their father because they were elevated far beyond the business of generating a great number of sons. As the son can refuse the order of the father for higher purposes, so the father can refuse to maintain his sons in increasing the population because of higher purposes. So, the chapter gradually explains the creation of the various living entities in the universe and their functions. And first of all, Brahmaji created the field and the qualities, as in the very first verses of this chapter. Vyasadeva explains, Brahma first created the nescient engagements like self-deception, the sense of death, anger after frustration, the sense of false ownership, and the illusory bodily conception or forgetfulness of one's real identity. So he sets the field, the qualities, and he creates the personalities to facilitate these qualities. And we can see these nescience, which was necessary to create a field of action in the material world, which is really to facilitate the living entities who are willing to come here and experience forgetfulness or delusion. And we can see self-deception, bodily conception, all these qualities holding the jivas, the living entities, back in the material world. Therefore, Brahmaji creates the right personalities. He also created the goodness part of it. The great personalities like the four Kumaros, who were the sons of Lord Brahma. So obviously Brahmaji, as we know, as we're reading the chapters, he's the Mahapita, the originator of this universe. He's the ultimate father of all living entities here, under the supreme order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan. Lord Narayan is Krishna. So in the material world, there is a gradual manifestation of the creation. So in this particular chapter, Kumaras were mentioned, and Lord Shiva, the Rudras. So Lord Shiva has many forms, and the Rudras, they are really representing a particular guna, Raja and Tama, mode of passion and ignorance, because the creation needs these qualities. So we always go back to the purpose of this material world. Why we have this material world? Why we need the Raja and the Tama and the goodness? And because this is ultimately Krishna's desire to facilitate the living entities wandering in the material world, being deluded, searching after illusory happiness, a few drops of happiness, and imitating the supremacy of the Lord, which cannot happen. This is a delusion of the living entities. So Krishna, the supreme master planner, the supreme designer of all these cosmic manifestations, he has great agencies. And Lord Brahmaji is the first created being. As we read in the previous chapters, how he even just appeared from the body of Lord Vishnu, Garbhodayaksha Vishnu, and how he performed his tapasya as all gradual, and then he had the visualization and the perception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and a Vedic knowledge will reveal to him. The Vedas are revelations, ultimately by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Brahmaji was qualified to receive this. Therefore, he continues the creation under the supreme order, Parama Ishvaraha, the supreme controller. So Brahmaji is also an Ishvara, under the controller of Parama Ishvara. And so he needs great personalities to continue the expansion of the universe, And Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, great personalities coming out of Brahmaji. We can see in Narada, great personalities. And as this particular verse is mentioned about the Rudra, the manifestations of Rudras, and they all have different names. And usually Rudra is the anger form of Lord Shiva. As we know, Lord Shiva manifested from the anger of Brahmaji. And we read the stories as we're going back a few pages and few verses, that the four Kumaras, the four young boys who were highly evolved in spiritual life, highly evolved in transcendental perception of the Supreme Divinity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Originally, they were impersonalists. They could perceive the Brahma Jyoti, they could perceive Krishna's energies, but they didn't have a clear perception of the divine form, the Vigraha, the Supreme Personality. As we know, there are many beautiful stories how they actually became great devotees themselves. And one time, as they were entering and exiting the spiritual realm, the Vaikuntha Dham, they had the potency to enter and also leave Vaikuntha Dham. They were great teachers themselves. They could feel, smell the aroma of the tulsi leaf touching the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That sweet aroma of Tulsi Devi, the tulsi leaf, bewildered their minds. They became so attracted to Lord Krishna that they forgot, they bypassed their Brahma Vadi, Brahma Jyoti consciousness, which is more impartial understanding of transcendental reality. We know that Krishna includes the whole creation, that it's impersonal, personal. He is everything. Everything is included in him. So the four Kumaras became great devotees of Lord Krishna, Lord Narayan, to the point that they had a determination to remain very pure, Naishtika brahmacharis. So they decided to remain in the form of a child. They were transcendentalists beyond this mundane perception. So they were rejecting their father's request, Brahmaji. Brahmaji's intention and purpose was to populate the whole universe under the order of the Supreme. But the four Kumaras respectfully refused to continue and progenate and become populating the whole universe. Therefore he got very angry. Krodha, anger. So Brahmaji, controlling his anger, suppressing his anger. Obviously, Brahma is the father of all these great personalities. He never meant to punish them. This is all just his pastimes. But from that anger, from his eyebrows, Lord Rudra, Lord Shiva appeared. And various forms, as the verse mentions, all the different names. And Rudra is a very powerful, angry form. The personification of Rajaguna. Because Brahmaji also represents in the creation the modes mode of passion. He is not under the influence of the mode of passion, but he is in charge of that mode in this creation. And Shiva, manifesting from him, later on he is also known as all these various Rudra forms, and his purpose was to be in charge of mode of ignorance. So he had all the followers. We can see from the Shastras, he had all the tamasic creatures following him. So, but he had also had expansions, partial expansions like Durvasa. And we can see from Durvasana's qualities and mood, although a great rishi, powerful yogi, still provoked a quarrel with Ambrish, a great saintly personality, great Raja Rishi. As we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, very beautiful stories behind Ambrish and Durvasa. Durvasa was finally chastised by Shri Sudarshana, Sudarshan Chakra, the ultimate weapon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Lord Shiva has these anger forms, and as we read on a few more verses, it becomes more clear that Lord Brahmaji became very disturbed about this, because Lord Shiva and his Rudra form and the expansions, they were causing all kinds of disturbances in the universe, annihilation, and devouring living entities from the lower, middle, higher planetary systems. So eventually Lord Brahma had to advise him, just become more like a tapasvi, perform some penance, and do good to others, do benefit the whole world. Of course, Lord Shiva, as again mentioned in many of the Puranas, and even Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Purana, Bhagavata Purana, that Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, the greatest devotee. He is known as one of the greatest. And his meditation began under the advice of Lord Brahma, because Rudra had a purpose, obviously. So, it is very interesting. There's another very beautiful story in the Matsya Purana, when Lord Shiva was fighting an asura, Andakasura, I think, as I remember. Very powerful and causing all kinds of disturbances. And as Lord Shiva was sweating, a drop of sweat fell on the ground. Another powerful personality came out. He was also an asura, but as a servant of Lord Shiva. And he was so powerful, he started devouring the whole universe, killed the asura, and devouring the whole universe. All the great devas got together, headed by Lord Brahma. This can't go on. This personality came out of Lord Rudra, Shiva, causing all kinds of disturbances. So Lord Brahmaji, Agni Dev, Indra Dev, Varuna Dev, all great personalities from all sides, 45 devas in the universe, got him down, threw him down on the plain of Burmandala Bhumi, and became known as Vastu Purusha. Got purified by the devas. He was so angry, it purified him. threw him down. Brahmaji sat in the middle, called Brahmastan, southeast Agni. And all the devas, Indra in the northeast, in the west, Varuna. So they pressed him down, sat on his back. And it is known as the Vastu Purusha Mandala. Vastu Purusha became a great devotee, touched by the lotus feet, all the great devas. But, as I said earlier, he came out from the sweat of Lord Shiva with the quality of Rudra, devouring the whole universe. And Brahma and the devas, before bothering Lord Narayan for help as usual, Brahmaji had a meeting with the devas. We have to get this asura and subdue him. So there are many instances when Lord Shiva has to suppress his anger. Otherwise Krishna comes in, or Lord Narayan comes in with a Sudarshan. Because ultimately the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate authority. There is no other authority. Everyone is working under his order. And they had their functions. As long as they serve the purpose of the Lord, the particular function in the universe, everything works orderly, systematically, and prosperously. And as we see also in the Srimad Bhagavatam and many other Puranas, Brahmanda Purana, many famous Puranas, explain in detail how Lord Brahma created certain varnas and ashrams. For example, the Kshatriyas, the arm, the Vaishyas from his body, they manifesting from his abdomen, the Sudras, the legs, the Asuras from the backside, and the Brahmins from the head, the mouth. They were chanting the Vedic hymns, Purusha Shuktam, glorifying the Supreme Lord Narayan. So Brahmaji, just from his own body, manifesting these great personalities. The Gandharvas, the great rishis. Then also the lower qualities. As I said, they also have a purpose in the creation. Everything has a reason, everything has a purpose in the creation. That's why we have the dualities in this material world. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also. Happiness and distress, cold and heat. Everything is a duality. Therefore, we can see modern science analyzing it, cause and effect, everything based on these natural laws of nature. Everything has a cause and effect, and dualities. So Brahmaji had this in mind, creating all these personalities. Appeared to be a contradiction because there were sattvic rishis, the brahmanas, the great devotees, expansions of Brahmaji, great personalities like Naradaji. And we can see in our Vaishnava Sampradaya, Brahma, Madhya, Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we can see the personalities, Brahmaji, Lord Narada, Naradaji, Vyasa, Madhvacharya. These are the prominent, outstanding personalities. So we can see that these personalities going back to Brahmaji, the original father of this universe, a great devotee himself. And there are many Brahmas in the creation, different universes, larger universes, more capacity, Brahmajis, many heads. When Brahmaji realized the self, when he had the awakening, enlightenment, hearing and perceiving Vedic knowledge from Lord Narayan, he received 4 heads, 4 directions receiving knowledge. So we can see our whole cosmic, particularly our universe, how everything's situated. And Mount Meru, the axis of the universe, and on the top of Mount Meru, Brahmaloka, and the beautiful lotus petals, the lotus flower of this cosmic universe. Mandala Bhumi, the planetary systems, the lower, middle, and higher planetary systems are situated. And according to the qualities of the living entities and the reward or punishment, so, and the knowledge they have, the qualities of knowledge, again there are different modes and gunas regarding even knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is beyond all this, Divya Jnana. Therefore, we follow the authorities, the Mahajanas. So you can see the Mahajanas, you see Naradaji, Vyasadev, Bhishmadev, all great personalities, authorities. Therefore we listen here from the authorities and try to perceive through the parampara, through the blessings of powerful Mahabhagavatas, prominent acharyas, and our representations to perceive real knowledge. And we have the Shastras, and the Shastras are commented by the great Mahabhagavatas. So that's how we receive knowledge. This is pure goodness, mode of goodness. Therefore, Brahminical qualities are necessary. We need to come to the platform of mode of goodness before we can somehow or other reach the platform of a devotee, which is beyond all this. We aspire to become real devotees. We are humble students of Srila Prabhupada. We are humble servants of the Vaishnavas. We hear Vaishnava Siddhanta. We are purifying ourselves, gradually raise our consciousness to the Sattva Guna. Then we can perceive things, we can comprehend things, we can realize things. And again, by the blessings of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we can have real knowledge. So, these great personalities who are facilitating the creation under the order of Brahmaji, his sons like the 4 Kumaras, Naradaji, even Lord Shiva himself, they have a very particular purpose. And some representing the gunas, as I said earlier, Lord Shiva is very much in the Raja and Tama mix. He has these qualities born from that angle of Lord Brahmaji. So, and the Rudra forms actually are reserved for the devastations, either partial devastation or particularly the ultimate devastation, annihilation of this cosmic universe. As we know that even a universe has a beginning and end. So we can see in the material world everything is relative. It's based on the time factor. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, time I am, the destroyer of all these cosmic manifestations. So Krishna is in control of the time factor. Even Lord Brahma, the first created being, has a duration of life. His life is also limited. not to speak of us in a relative world. How long we can live in this earthly plane? So we can see, like in such a yuga, living entities, human beings, lived up to tens of thousands of years, up to even 100,000 years. Vishwamitra Muni meditated up to 60,000 years. Then Treta Yuga declining, 10,000 years. Dwapara Yuga, 1,000 years. And Kali Yuga, we meant to live up to 100 years. Not many people live it even up to 100 years. So it's a decline. We can see it's this is the plan of Lord Narayan, and this is the plan of Lord Brahmaji also. How the yuga is manifesting in his day, the kalpas, and the partial annihilation, partial devastations, and then the ultimate annihilation at the end of this universe. So these personalities, as we read on the chapter, gradually manifest according to the plan, and they are very powerful Ishwaras. They're controlling. All the devas work in junction with Lord Brahma. Just like we see the Vastu Purusha Mandala, how all the devas got together, subdued an asura. The devas, they are devotees. They're all different personalities. Some are Sudha, pure, some mixed with certain gunas. In the heavenly regions, the Devalokas, and there are many different names for Devalokas. Siddhaloka, they're all different planes, higher dimensional, subtle. Obviously, they have more facilities for pleasures and heavenly enjoyment. Then as we come to the middle planetary system, we have the three-dimensional experience. We can see three-dimensional experience. And we go on lower region when everything becomes more and more distressful, to the point of punishment in the lower regions, Patala Loka, many different lokas. The living entities, due to their karmic destiny, sinful activities, they cast down to the lower regions as a punishment of nature, ultimately. And living entities who are progressive, endowed with the qualities of goodness, they promoted to a higher plane. A devotee is not interested in this anymore. Once we understand Divya Jnana, we just want to be with Krishna. We want to return to our original abode of loving devotional service to Krishna. And so, if we are interested, if we are sincere, we are seeking sincerely, then the Shastra is there. Srimad Bhagavatam, the topmost knowledge. The topmost. We have the opportunity now and a formula how to go back home, back to our original home. And if you're very, very pure-hearted and very, very sincere, we can even take it further. We can even bypass the Vaikuntha planets to the topmost planet, Goloka Vrindavan. So this is the ultimate blessings of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu gave us the topmost gift. The mercy of Raja Bhumi Dham, the transcendental abode of Krishna's most confidential pastimes. We have the opportunity at least. The only price is eagerness, ultimate determination. Yes, we want to get there. So a devotee is cultivating the desire, purifies the desire. I like to be there. I like to solve, not only solve the problems of happiness and distress, birth, disease, old age and death, all these tribulations and suffering of the material world, this is one thing. The devotee want to go further, more than just Vaikuntha. But then again, it's up to individuals. Some are very Nitya Swarupa, some may come from the Vaikuntha planets. They may have a connection with Lord Ram, Lord Narasingha. They're all very beautiful, transcendentally, perfectly satisfying for the living entities. But out of all, some very fortunate souls who are receiving the mercy, that Guru Kripa, Gora Shakti, that mercy of Mahaprabhu, can go gradually become a servant of the Vrajavasis. That's another ecstasy of our contemplation. Because when we are meditating on these beautiful pastimes of Govardhana, Lila, Krishna and Balaram, the cows, the beautiful Brajabhumi Dham, the beautiful pastimes, for devotees it's just a pure nectar, pure ecstasy. So yes, we should be eager, we should cultivate this knowledge, because we have the highest gift. We should hang on to it, not let it go. So this is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And we can see how gradual it is. We have Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Guru and Gauranga, so beautiful. And as we're moving in, we can see Radha Govardhandari, Krishna Balaram, Giri Govardhan, Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Maharani. With the whole Vrajabhumi Dham manifesting in front of us. Srila Prabhupada gave us the whole spiritual world. So it's a daily meditation and daily contemplation. And that we have a very sublime goal. We have a very sublime goal. And it is up to the individual devotees how much they aspire to be there, how much they want to solve this material existence. Very problematic. Material world means forgetfulness, full of suffering. So we want to rise above this. We want to go back home to our original home, Krishna, Krishna's abode, the transcendental abode. So Brahmaji's already planned everything out. So it's all gradual stages. And finally reveals the ultimate abode. That's why Brahma Samhita, the songs and praise of Lord Brahma. Obviously Brahmaji had the even gradual, a transcendental realization of Goloka Vrindavan. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada gave a very nice commentary and purport on Brahma Samhita. So this is also given to us by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who discovered Brahma Samhita. So if we patient enough and gradually understand the pages of Bhagavatam, just like we talk about the creation and the great personalities, and how Brahmaji already planning the ultimate revelation, which is Goloka Vrindavan. So when we study the Bhagavatam and when we arrive at Brahma Samhita, we have much better perception, much more clear perception. Not only perception, but we have the desire to be there. That's another realization. We want to be there. It's not just the beautiful pastimes and stories and maybe not just kind of reading these books, but we want to cultivate a desire to be there with Krishna. So this is the conclusion, and Brahmaji giving us that conclusion, the Brahma Samhita. At this point in time, in this particular chapter, the cosmic manifestation, the creation, the great personalities, their purpose, their function. So Brahmaji is setting the scene, all the creative elements there. So that's what I can say about this few verses here. Is any questions or comments? Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Vyasadeva ki jai.